Hello, this is Changu here, and it is Monday on Hipster Chicken. I'm trying to do a one taker. I absolutely suck at them, so let's see how it goes. I just wanted to talk to you guys about one. I wanted to ask how many of you guys have wanderlust, because I completely and totally do. And I don't know why I have wanderlust, and I don't know if anyone ever really figures out why it is that they love to hop around. I've been thinking about it recently because I've been in this sort of self awareness mode, really thinking about where stuff is and like why I do the things that I do. I watched this movie recently and that's probably part of it. But anyway, I've been thinking about it's probably because when I was little, we moved constantly because I was born when my parents were in dorms, like they were 30 at the time because my parents each have like 80 degrees to each of their names. But so yeah, we were in dorms and we moved like to new dorms because of the new school year, then to apartments and better apartments as our jobs got better, and like we're just hopping around basically once or twice a year. I remember one time we moved 3 times in 1 year because of different housing situations until I was 7 and we had like our own like stable house. And that was here when I was 7. And I remember by the time I got to 12, being really, really antsy to get the heck out. And I think that makes completely sense if it is honestly the way it is. But yeah, so ever since then, like I've been really big about like moving and let's go somewhere else. And like, even when we weren't moving, we were always kind of going somewhere. Like we drove to Cleveland, like there's an amusement park or something out there. We were meeting other people to go party at that amusement park. Like my parents had, conferences, and I remember we drove to Wisconsin. We would drive down to New York City like every other weekend because my uncle lived down there and he was having some trouble, so we were going to help out with some things. We drove down to Maryland. We drove everywhere, and when we weren't driving places, we were hopping on a plane to go to some conference my parents had, and we were too young to stay at home by ourselves, so we were kind of always on the move, and I saw a lot of America that way when I was little, up until I was about, I want to say 14, when my parents realized that although we kept asking for school projects, my teachers basically stopped providing everything that we needed, and we would come back and be falling behind. So then, I was 14, my older brother was 16, he could watch the younger versions, you could watch the younger ones of us, younger versions, I don't know where that came from. Anyway, so then we were staying behind and we were making sure we got to school ourselves and whatever. But I think that makes the most sense as far as where it's from, because even now, like I've been saying London or LA, and I'm like, definitely London, definitely LA, definitely London, definitely LA. And right now it's definitely LA. And we were all sitting around because we were just talking to each other. That's why it's a direct upload, because I'm trying to do this as good as possible because I suck at these. We were all just doing a Google chat, and we didn't make it live, guys, because we forgot to announce it. So we're like, oh, we'll just talk. Hopefully we'll be able to do one of those in the next coming weeks. But yeah, so we were talking about it, and all of us, like Andrew, JK, Ricky, and I, were all like, yeah, London sounds awesome, let's move. Gretchen was the only one who was not 100% for it, but she was also super tired, so I don't know if she's not 100% for it, or if she would consider it if she'd had more than like, I don't know how many hours of sleep, but she was super tired. So if she was more awake, maybe she would have said, oh, I'd consider it, but at that moment she was super tired. Anyway, so we were all like, yeah, maybe I'll move to London. Like, I'm definitely going to do it. Within the next year, I will be living in London. That's a guarantee. I don't know about the rest of them. JK said maybe Australia instead. But yeah, I would love to head off to London with the 5 of us and figure out London life with those 4 cats. Are you kidding me? That sounds like so much fun. That'd be an awesome video diary for all of us to be making London happen, being in a flat together, taking lifts. That'd be so much fun. Yeah, so we were talking about that, and the concept of wanderlust just popped into my head because of the fact that I'm so dying to get out. Like I was in New York for 4.5 years, and I moved, I want to say 3 times while I was in there for 4.5 years while I was in New York, which is weird. And being here, I moved back a year ago, 2 weeks past a year ago, moved back home just to figure stuff out before heading out again. And just being here a year, like waking up in the morning, I'm like, oh, I'm still here? But that's not. Like, why am I still here? I should be on my next adventure right now. So I just want to talk about the concept of wanderlust. How many of you guys have wanderlust? Do you know where it comes from? Do you know where your version of it comes from? Or is it just ambiguous? I mean, right now, talking to you guys are apparently my therapists, my online therapist, because you helped me to figure out where mine came from. But, yeah, so where does yours come from? Talk it out if need be. Make a video. Maybe you'll figure it out like I did. Otherwise, it'll just be a fun little chat that we can have in the comments down below. Love you guys. Please remember to like, favorite, and subscribe. And I will see you next week, Monday, on this channel. Or maybe we'll have a group chat. Who knows? Also check out my channel. I know I've kind of been on and off, but all I'm thinking about recently is, one, like I said, I was put in the contemplative mood by a movie I saw recently. I saw Parked, starring Colin Morgan, who is Merlin on the show Merlin, and he's flat out, sorry, I just hit the mic, he's flat out brilliant in that role. Literally blew my mind. Sent me, like, one, I was crying like crazy, like ugly crying, and it was brilliant. And this is 6 minutes now, I have to go. But yeah, so he was flat out brilliant in that movie. There's a link to a place where it is not legal to watch it. I shouldn't give it to you guys, and I won't. But, and I'm going to buy it now because it was that good that I need to own it. There's some movies that I see where I'm like, just, you know, I pass it by like on demand or whatever, it just pops up on TV or something, and I just need to have it in my hands. And that's one of those movies. Parked is amazing. It takes a while to get a hold of Colin Morgan's accent because he's Northern Irish, and this role, I'm not sure where it is. It's still an Irish accent, but it's not his Irish accent. It's really, really hard to understand as an accent. Plus, he's mumbling the whole time because he's on drugs for most of the movie. But once you get that accent, you're in love with his character. That's just it. And his acting is insane. Is literally insane. Absolutely amazing. Brilliant kid. I say kid because he's like 6 months younger than me, but still. Yeah, so that's like why we do the things we do. Why did he get into drugs? That's what that sent me into that. Just wanted to explain. Anywho, absolutely love you guys. So remember, like, favorite, and subscribe. And I will see you next week, Monday. Please check out stuff at my channel and check out Parked. Buy it, own it in your hands if possible. Otherwise, find it somewhere online. Keep it on the DL. And I absolutely love you guys. You guys rock out loud. And I'll see you next week. Bye.